my garbage person of the year, the final one, I mean, I couldn't have chosen anyone other than Mitch McConnell for all of the reasons that you would imagine, plus everything that he's done in the past few weeks. Like there are times in American history where one person can be the cause of change or the blocker of change. This is basically one of the clearest ones that we have, where pretty much everyone agrees that the survival check should be bigger. They should be $2,000. And you've got Republican leaders, you've got Democratic leaders, and then you have Mitch McConnell. And Mitch McConnell says no. He said in the last day, he didn't see a realistic path for the House bill to quickly pass the Senate. Okay, I know that we've been trained to not use sort of passive verbs. You are the block to the path. You're the only thing. Like, and maybe it would get voted down. Maybe not enough Republicans would switch over, but we don't even get to find out because you're blocking it. And there's a very good chance, a number on the record saying that they would switch over. So no realistic path, that's just you. And then the argument he gives is the Senate is not going to be bullied into rushing out more borrowed money into the hands of Democrats' rich friends who don't need the help. When, as we've all known for a very long time, if you make more than $75,000 in the previous fiscal year, you literally can't get it. Like it's the most obvious, I don't even care, man. I'm just gonna stop it and I'll say something so blatantly untrue that it's a demonstration to you of how much I hate your guts and don't care whether you live or die. And so he's tying it together to all of these other things, the Section 230 and the investigating the voter fraud, even though Trump himself has never said that those three items should be tied together. Now even Lindsey Graham is pushing him apparently as of today to do a clean vote on just that. That's another Republican on the record is apparently supporting, or at least supporting the vote, but he's stopping it. Just him, just Mitch McConnell is the difference between some families being able to pay their rent, buy food, pay the next bill on their car. God only knows.
Just things that are true. He is saying he can't see a path to do something that 2/3 of the people's house, the House of Representatives, 2/3 of the House of Representatives already said, no problem. That's one thing. 2/3. He can't, 2/3 is a number that the Senate should be pretty familiar with. It is 2/3 majority to override a veto, something slightly less than that, 60 out of 100 to overcome a filibuster. He knows what 2/3 means and the significance of it traditionally through all the way back to the framing of the Constitution. 2/3 is a lot. It's an overwhelming super majority. That's what 2/3 is. And 2/3 of the House of Representatives already said, dude, send the checks, okay? That's how detached from reality he is. The second thing is, I forget the second thing. I'm so frustrated with the first thing.
That one was a pretty good one though. Yeah, it's just,
the second thing is his specific argument is that Donald Trump made this argument that when Trump put it forward, he said, I want the $2,000 checks and Section 230 and an investigation into what happened in the election. All right, their bargaining position then is that and they're saying without those two extra things, we can't just give $2,000 check. So their bargaining position is that, and their political position is that Twitter fact checks, that issue of Twitter fact checks and the issue of yet another challenge to the election, those two things are equally as important as you being able to pay rent and buy food.
Yep.
For which that amount, backdated relative to the previous thing that they gave us, is not enough, is already not enough. Mm-hmm. They're saying, listen, that's like saying they're just essentially literally saying food and shelter is on equal footing with an investigation when there's already been 100 investigations and something to do with Twitter. Those things aren't the same.
Yeah.
That's what makes him such a huge garbage person.
Exactly. Yeah, and Mitch McConnell, he called it socialism for rich people this morning.
No.
Yeah, because what he hates is giving money to the rich.
Yeah.
His whole job. It's one of those things where it's just so obviously fake and hypocritical that it really, like, it's a waste of my time. It's a waste of the audience's time to even engage with it.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.